All right, jumping into the kitchen right now, we're having a lekker chat. Mary Rolfe joining us. It's all about frugal feasting and quinoa today. One of my favorites. You can see Mary is very excited about quinoa as well. This is like literally something that I almost like eat on a daily basis because it is such a great, healthy grain. Is it a grain?
Fiber. It is, yes.
Kind of a grain?
Sort of a grain.
Okay.
We're going to just call it a grain.
Let's call it a grain.
Because it's easier that way.
Yeah.
But usually people just put them in salads. I actually noticed you had it with an egg and some mushrooms last week. I thought that was very creative.
Very nice.
Yeah, so today I'm back into Mexico. I don't know why I have this Mexican thing, but we're going to make nachos.
Tacos.
No, sorry, tacos. I
Quinoa
do nachos
tacos. These
yes.
are tacos. I also forgot the name a little bit early on, so it's okay.
No, it's fine. I know what I'm doing. And the interesting thing about quinoa, which I don't think people know, is that you can actually freeze this. So what happens is I bake it in the oven. So it's 2 to 1, 2 liquid to 1 cup of quinoa raw, and then you mix it all together and you just bake it in the oven.
In the oven?
In the oven. Cover it, bake it in the oven, and they come out beautifully every time.
So what's the difference between doing that and on the stovetop?
Well, if you forget about it on the stovetop, it can burn.
Okay.
And so this way, you can leave it in the oven and it doesn't matter.
Okay.
And then you can make a lot and freeze it in 1 cup servings, put them in the freezer, and then when you feel like having them, you just heat it up and throw it in like we're going to do today.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're making this the tacos.
Yes.
And instead of using meat, we're using the quinoa.
The quinoa, because you've got your protein in there.
We absolutely do.
And it's great fiber, like you're saying as well.
It's wonderful. And so we're going to make this, we saute onions and garlic, and then throw in some tomatoes. And I actually make my own taco spice.
Which smells amazing,
it does.
by the way.
It's smoked paprika, cumin, oregano.
Oregano is just fine.
Onion, garlic, and you mix it all up. And you can keep this in a jar, and it's wonderful spice, and it's a Mexican spice. So when you're making those nachos or whatever else, you have it on hand.
Brilliant.
And it's not full of sodium, which is what happens when you buy it in the store.
Okay.
Right?
Tip. So there we go.
There's a little tip. So you're actually going to mix this all up.
And this is great because, I mean, whenever you make quinoa, I mean, you tend to make a little bit too much.
You do.
Because they do kind of, they expand quite a bit.
It does. And you actually really never have an idea of how much it's going to make, even though they say, you know, if you cook 1, it'll produce 2 and all this stuff, but it always makes more than that. So this is really simple, and we've already added the spice, though I'm going to add a little bit more because I don't smell it.
Okay, just a touch because we can.
Yes, because we can.
The keyword is dinner. SMS that to 33728. That's dinner to 33728 to get your hands on this quinoa tacos. Mary is preparing for us, and it looks beautiful.
Doesn't that look amazing? And then, this is the great part. Everyone can do their own thing.
Yeah, so back it out.
So you can do as much, add as much or as little as you want. So I'm going to let you, with this little spoon.
How do you put this together?
So have you ever made one of these?
No, I haven't. I haven't, which is great. No.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I do the wraps.
Well, you can actually use a wrap with this as well. But
so do I start with this?
But I bet your kids would love this.
Absolutely.
This is really fun for children. I mean, it's great.
Okay.
So you want to put a little bit of this mixture in here.
All right.
Okay. And then you decide on the toppings.
Okay.
So
I'm going to go with cheese first.
You're going to go with cheese. And that's good because the warmth of the
quinoa
will melt it.
You see? Forward thinking.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then you can put some little tomatoes.
All right.
There we go. And if you want to add tomatoes with a little bit of spice, you can add it with the onions. And you know the onions, if they're too strong, you just let them sit in water for a little bit, and then you can add some coriander.
Coriander as well on there.
On there. And if the avo, you can have avo if you want, and then you can fill it with a little lettuce if you want, and then bingo.
And there you have it. And then you basically serve and enjoy.
Yes. And if you don't want to have it like that, then you can actually make it in a bowl.
Yeah.
And so you put this as the base, and then put a little bit of lettuce and all these toppings, and then I actually crack these little shells
so you have a bit of a
top,
crunch
and
on
you get
there.
the crunch, and then you have it.
Brilliant stuff. I love this idea. Quinoa tacos, but you can also transform that into kind of many other dishes if you want as well. We're going to explore more interesting dishes, making your leftover quinoa a little bit later on this morning. Stick around for that. But for this one, it is dinner, the keyword. SMS that to 33728. You can find the recipe on our website as well. Mary will be back in just a bit.